Good evening, everyone. Give me 1 second. Good evening. It's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's time for another episode of Honest Hour. We're going to get into it. You know, got a really good guest on today. We'll chop it up with him. A lot of Jonny Tapia, a lot of positivities from this brother. A lot of things that he does. Man of many hats. So I'm hoping that everyone had a good day, did something positive, did something to be better than they were yesterday, and just want to see if some people get in the room, wait for our guest, and then we're gonna get started. We are gonna get started. But hope everyone's day went well. I hope everyone's day went well and that everyone, like I said, did something to be better. Better than they were yesterday. That's all we can ask for. That's all we can ask for. All we want to ask for. We got our health. We're alive. That's all we can ask. That. Yeah. Well, just waiting for our guest, and then we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started very shortly. Just stay with me here. Yeah. Let's see. Let's try this again. Guest is here. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. I've been messing with my yard, fixing my yard. I'm making a little lounge.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I see you was doing your thing. It's summer's coming. Summer's coming.
Gotta be ready.
You know, so once you get ready for that, you just can have a nice chill spot, a crash pad, and just chill out.
That's it, bro.
I appreciate you coming on, especially considering it was such a last minute thing, but I thought, you know what? The worst you could say was no, right?
I mean, I've been asking for a while,
you
so
you have, man. You've been asking for a minute.
but not
You've
rushing
been one of the
it. Like not rushing. It's okay. Like whenever you can.
Yeah, man. I just, my work schedule's changing eventually, but they keep pushing it back. So I wanted to make sure before that change happened and I had less time or I had to make changes that you got on. But,
Yeah.
you're a man of many hats. We I can honestly say we don't know each other that well, but
Nah.
we talk time to
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched any episodes, but this is an open forum.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
for sure I did.
it's not just an interview to get what you do out there, but it's more or less an open conversation. You have any questions for me? I do talk about myself throughout, in comparison. So we got a lot to chop up
Yeah.
because, like I said to everyone, you are the ultimate entrepreneur. You make logos. You have gotten into photography. You are a podcaster in your own right, and now you are a sole entrepreneur and have a cleaning business. First of all, before we even get started, congratulations on all that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Because
Thank you.
as a no doubt, as a young black man, it's very, very hard to do that. And you have created a lot of leeways for yourself.
Yeah.
So, we have to give flowers to those people who are able to do those things and jump through those obstacles no matter what. So, we're going to get right into it.
Let's get into it,
You know,
brother.
so are you originally from Newburgh? Are you originally from the
Yeah. I
city?
grew up. I grew up with Nate. I don't know if you know Nate, Nathaniel Law.
Oh yeah, that he's the one that made the face with the meme everyone be posting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah. But I grew up on the Boy Street for
Okay.
most of my life. Then I went to the Heights. And then I moved
Okay.
out after college. I moved out after that. Somebody said I'm from the sticks. I'm not. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best not to read these comments because I know these comments going.
They
They're
go
gonna talk
they be
about me.
wilding.
Yeah, but I'm from the Boy Street, man. I grew up on the Boy Street, right across the street from the hospital. Always in Newburgh. I went to NFA. Went to Heritage. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I grew up in Newburgh, man.
Okay. What
Did you
what
graduate
year did you
with me?
I was just about to ask. I graduated '07. What year did you
I
graduate?
graduated '08.
Okay, so you grad so I don't think we've ever crossed paths in NFA either though.
Nah,
Man, listen, sometimes it just happens. You just see a face, mutual friends. I'm sure at some point we were in the same place at the
of
same
course,
time.
of course, of course.
So now I grew up in Newburgh. What? And obviously you're big on sports. We
Yeah,
know that. We're going to get into that in your coaching. But outside of sports, what were some of your other hobbies growing up?
damn. Creating. When I was younger, I used to draw a lot. Besides sports, sports was basically my life. I played sports every day.
Yeah.
But besides that, I was drawing, and I thought I was gonna be having I thought I was gonna have a career in like graphic design, but that didn't work out like that. I didn't have the imagination to
Right.
draw, free draw. I could draw, but the imagination just wasn't there for it. But I can draw like so. I do it on my own time now. I'm self-taught with everything that I do. But I was playing sports, bro. I wasn't going to parties. Like I didn't go to parties until I was basically in college. I didn't do shit like, but just stay on the block or stay on Du Bois Street and play sports, bro. Like
That's
we played sports. I was a big kid. We played tag up until I was like probably 18, 17 years old. Like we were still
wow.
playing tag and shit. Like
You was chilling though. You was
yeah,
hanging out,
that's
but you
it.
weren't getting yourself into trouble.
Nah,
You
I mean,
know, you
people that grew up
know,
with me would say that I was a troublemaker, but no
you
arrest, no,
know,
no shit like that, like no gang shit. Like I knew
right,
niggas, but I was like, um, niggas can come to my block and hang out with me. I don't want to go to their block and hang out with them type shit.
right, right. You kind of just you were out there, but you still stayed to
Yeah,
yourself. Yeah, because and that's especially when you're in certain elements. Some people try to drag you down or
of
pull you
course.
in a direction, especially if they see you can do something that makes you successful or that can make you go to another level. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you were playing sports. So growing up, what sports did you play? Basketball, baseball, or were you just
I never played
playing everything?
I never played baseball, but I played football. I played lacrosse. Um, Other things that I did outside of school, I played volleyball, um, flag football. I wrestled for a little while. I
Okay,
always boxed outside of that. Though. I always boxed on the side. I always was going to the gym and boxing when my boy Levy passed away. But I was boxing with him
God bless.
just to get just for training purposes. I tried to stay as athletic as I could um, when I was younger. But yeah, that was it, bro. Like I tried to play everything. I try to like the nigga said. I need to play everything. I'm trying to play everything. I try to be the best at everything. But obviously, I was a little height challenge, so it was a little harder for me. But I was no scrub in no sport I played. Hell no.
Nah, okay. So you were just going whatever sport came in front of you,
Whatever I
you
thought I could play, I went and did it.
and you try everything once. You try
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
everything.
nigga said beer pong. Yeah. Nobody fucking with me at beer pong at all. I used to have beer pong parties at the crib. St. Q, all them niggas. Nate, Eddie. Nobody fucked with me at beer pong. I don't
Shit,
give a fuck what nobody says. I was a
shit.
beer pong fucking fanatic, nigga. Like I still am. I'm still gonna play beer pong. I don't give a fuck how old I am. I don't care if I'm 60. I'm playing beer
He's
pong. The
like,
table's coming out.
he's like, I'm going. We're doing it. No elbows over the table, right?
That's it.
So from the sports thing, how did you transition the sports from playing sports to coaching sports?
Well, you realize at one point where you're not gonna go to the next level.
Hmm.
You got to be honest with yourself. Like, am I gonna go play pro sports? Am I gonna play? Do I really want to commit in college and play sports and wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then after night do a 5 o'clock practice, and then after that not be able to go to the bars because the coaches be in the bars. When I
Right,
went to go join the Cortland team, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm not about to be tracked down by my coach and I can't be in a bar, chilling with my niggas and shit.
right.
So eventually, on my block, I played sports. Everything I did, everybody else did. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well coach it. Like, we played football, I had a fucking playbook.
Yeah,
Like, that's how serious I was at. We played backyard football or whatever. Um, I had a playbook. So I'm like, I might as well just coach it and go to school and get paid for the shit. Like,
right.
why not go to school and get paid for something I love to do? You know what I mean? Like I tell niggas all the time, you know what you want to do? Go play sports and go be a phys ed teacher and get paid to throw dodgeballs at kids. Get paid to take kids out for recess
So you actually went to school to become
for
a phys ed
teacher.
teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And people sleep on it, but phys ed teachers make some money to throw.
I don't be knowing what these niggas talking about because at the end of the day, and I get it because I'm in teaching, so it's teachers that be like they don't respect what I do, and I get that because you got to teach trigonometry, and the kids don't like you or like your class. We coming
Hmm.
over here, we playing dodgeball, kickball, tag, relay races, and all that shit. We having fun. We got the music on. The music is blasting in my class. We
Yeah,
having fun. They not having fun, so I get why they feel that way. But you should have went to school for something fun instead of teaching how to spell words and shit. I can't help that you did that.
right,
I chose the fun shit, and I still get paid as much as them and more than them.
right. And even still with that, like certain people decide to teach certain things, other people decide to teach other things, and there's nothing wrong with that, and
Nah,
you kind of and it's a more laxed environment. You're not grading a bunch of papers. You're not The worst thing you got to do is make sure that the balls are in the bag in the closet, that there's no mess in the gym. Like, it's
hey,
it's
bro.
a whole it's a whole nother there's a whole nother atmosphere to it.
Of course.
And some people just don't understand it, so they can't respect it,
Yeah, and it's definitely
unfortunately.
structured too. I had some arguments with some teachers that be like, "You do lesson plans," and I'm like, "Why you asking me that question? Like, I don't do lesson plans. Like, I'm a teacher. Don't ask me if I do
Right.
lesson plans. That's stupid. Like, it's dumb. Why you saying it? Like, this will be having fun over here. Don't mean I don't do lesson plans. I don't do the same shit as you. I got to do the same thing in school and the same thing I got to do at the job. I got to do you do. It's just more fun. Like,
And You have to turn in grades at the end of each quarter, right? You have to do the same
And
thing.
I got to grade.
It's
I have to grade all the kids in the school.
yeah,
So when you're a math teacher, you only grade in sixth grade kids. I have to grade six, seven, eight. So I have to grade all of them to get grades. Like everybody has to get grades. So my thing, it takes me a little longer to do my grades for behavior, participation, um, camaraderie, or whatever it is that of that month.
yeah.
I got to do everybody's grades. Like it's so you. I mean, no matter what they think, I'm respected in what I do. The kids love me. I love the kids. I'm going to be there for the kids as long as I live, bro. So whatever
Right,
anybody got any respect for me, I got to earn nobody respect. I know what's up, and the kids know what's up.
right. And that's the thing. If you to that point when you look at a teacher, right? You look at a subject. Okay, each subject has a department, right? So they'll say, okay, the math teacher, there's 900 kids in the school, and math department will have six teachers. Then they divide that by six, versus you have 900 students, possibly, roughly. Let's just use. I'm just using numbers. 300
Okay.
per grade. Let's just use for small numbers. You have every student, every good student, bad student, and one in between. And you know that's a lot. That's still
Yeah.
a lot to take on. You know. So then, so now you do you're a gym teacher, physical education teacher. You're doing the coaching. I seen a couple months back that were you now I seen it. It said Phoenix. It said Coach Hatcher.
Yeah.
So were you promoted, or well, not promoted, but were you chosen or selected to coach the basketball team for the school you teach at?
No. So what I did was my school didn't have any basketball team, any sports.
Right.
So I came there with a vision to build a sport program at my school.
Okay.
I proposed it, wrote the proposal, got approved, and got the first ever basketball team there. So
Wow.
with that coming, I'm the athletic director and I'm the coach.
Okay. Okay. So you just so and that's big because you're taking something that's not there and you're changing the culture for a school.
Yeah.
That's commendable because that's
Sure.
something that kids need is someone who can make a difference in their lives.
Yeah.
And having those kind of extracurricular activities can open up so many doors for them. If you had to guess, roughly, because I was as I was doing the research on you, going way back to the beginning of where how far your social media allows me to go.
Uh,
I see you coached a lot of different teams. If
yeah.
you had to guess, roughly how many different teams have you coached?
How many different teams? Over, I would say over like 12 to 15.
Okay,
12 to 15 teams over crossover all sports.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I
You know,
created, what's more important of coaching is I've been at about three organizations plus my business, my nonprofit, as a sport nonprofit also. I created sports for those schools that are
okay.
going on forever, even when I'm out of there.
So you've ever it's an everlasting thing. It's
Yes, that
it's
I
it's it's part
put
of the
my foot
school.
on that. Yeah, my stamp is there.
So you stepped into it. That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And so when you say that, is your not for profit the phones off game on?
yeah, Pogo Sports.
Pogo. Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
okay, so you said you proposed this. What because my daughter had an open house in
Okay.
the beginning of the year. You know how it goes, open house.
Yeah.
I went there, and the second period teacher was a tech teacher, and he was saying how the kids don't use their minds anymore. So he was like, a kid went up to him and said, "Oh, what time is it?" He had like an analog clock on the wall. He goes, "There's the clock. You tell me." He goes, "I can't read that."
Mhm.
I use that to say to you, phones off, game on. So this is something where now, obviously, you don't want them to use their phone. You just want them to have fun.
That's
You
it.
want them to actually be kids, like when we were kids. We
Exactly.
were kids. We were happy to have the crayons with the 64 crayons with the sharpener.
Yeah.
So what was the big? So when you proposed this, what made you decide to go this route and propose this, and how were the steps in getting it approved?
Well, that's my nonprofit. So my brain runs everywhere. Obviously, I do a lot of things. But what I wanted to do was create a program that was safe for the youth and our youth that look like us, um, to have fun, to build relationships, to add that social emotional support to the kids, to be all inclusive so all kids can come at all ages, all developmental skills or levels can join. But the main thing was to beat the streets. All right, beating the streets mean that we're beating the streets and we got these kids for these a lot of times from 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5. You're playing sports and you are safe with me.
Yeah.
Like we say we're younger, right? I join a soccer team, you join a soccer team, you get cut. Now, what are you doing from 2 to 5 every day? Probably in the streets, probably doing something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm creating a safe program where kids can come, have fun, and be safe. And for that time, crime is decreased. Every kid that's in my program, crime is decreased by the percentages because they're in safe programming. They are not doing something in the streets or on technology or doing something not supposed to be doing. They're not with me. So that means that a lot of time, crime decreased. I can't control what goes on after that. But for that time being, crime is decreased, fun is in, I mean fun I mean crime is decreased and fun is increased, safety is increased, developmental is
Hmm.
increased, social emotional is increased. You know what I mean? And
Yes, sir.
we're like you gain traction like that by telling kids that, bro, you could do this by playing sports. You don't gotta be in the streets playing with you. Like you don't gotta do all that weird shit. Like
Yeah.
so beating that influence is also tough. Beating the rappers, beating the influence on social media, beating that out and telling them that you can come have fun, play sports,
Hmm.
it's hard in itself. But the idea was to get kids and gather them all up, get donations for sports equipment, pass them out to the hood, create programs where everybody can join, no matter what level you're on. You can join and have fun. And overall, just really increase our physical activity. You know already, America's got the issue with obesity, and we're going to always have that issue with obesity. We go to the
Yeah.
corner store, we get a sandwich with this much meat on it.
Yep.
So like that was crazy. Somebody gonna get me for that. But we go to the corner store, you know what I mean? And we do
Yeah.
that and we eat that or that soda and we don't teach that. As kids at school, I even want to do a lunch thing at school. I want to do a documentary on it. These kids eat Takis, oodles and noodles with sazon. Like how you eat oodles and noodles with the chicken sauce
Hmm.
and then putting sazon in it and then drinking the hot water.
Well, that's a
They're
lot.
gonna have high
A lot
blood
of salt.
pressure, diabetes, and by they're 15, 17, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And we're not doing nothing about it. Nobody's doing nothing about it. I already told my principal about it. I'm like, yo, what are we doing at these kids' lunches? The lunch sucks. The lunch is like jail food. What are we doing? So what I do is if I see something that needs for a cause or that's cause for a need, I'm going to make it happen.
Mhm.
I'm not just going to talk to you about it. I'm not just going to write about it on Facebook. I'm not going to call my grandma about it, my friends about it. I'm going to make it happen. No matter what level it is, I'm going to make it happen. And that's why when sometimes dudes get to talking about da 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 whatever, I'm like, what did you do for your community?
Hmm.
If you can't talk to me about you have done nothing for your community, you can't talk to me because you have
Exactly.
done nothing for your community. So you talking about me while you steady just have a job, and that's cool. But you got to serve the
Absolutely.
community that served you. You gotta
Indeed.
do something for the community that raised you. I don't care if it's small at a small level. You have to do something for the community that raised you. They just came in here. They coaches the basketball, I mean the football teams up in Newburgh. You have to do something for the community that raised you.
Yeah.
You can't just grow up in Newburgh, then leave Newburgh like, oh, okay, let's go. No, nigga, you gotta give back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think there's not enough people who are willing to go the extra mile to do that. That's part of the reason why I created this show. Because for me, there are people who don't know about what you do or about what any of the guests I have on do or any of the future guests do. It's a way to network those people, and it's a way for those people to get out there and just say, okay, this is what's being done. This is what needs to be done, or this is what I do. This is what I can offer. And it's half of it is knowledge. Is being knowledgeable on what everyone does and how you can do things. Like, you know, I would much rather pay someone who knows how to do a logo that I know versus going and doing it. I've gotten a logo from you, you know. I would much rather pay a photographer that I know. Yeah, I take pictures myself, but I haven't mastered it. So I would rather pay someone I know to do that versus someone I don't know.
Exactly.
And if people aren't giving back, they take, but they don't want to give. They don't want to share their knowledge, share their insight.
I always talk
And
about gatekeepers.
mhm,
A gatekeeper got to be one of the worst persons in your community.
yeah,
A nigga that don't tell you how he got there, how he got it. Stop talking about it. How you get there?
yeah,
Stop
yeah,
talking about it. How did
exactly.
you get there? How you got that? How you did this? Anybody ask me any questions about how I did something? I'm willing to tell you how to do it.
Right. And
Can't be a
because
gatekeeper. There's enough money for everybody.
you want to see everyone succeed. You want to see everyone have success. It's important. It's important. But I talked about you spreading the word. And my first vivid memories of you, and we got to talk about it, the Unruly podcast.
The Unruly podcast was fucking lit.
You know, I remember I was in a group and we were having a conversation, and then they said to the person, like, were you part of the Unruly podcast? And then they were like, nah, I wasn't part of that era. And that let me know that what you did was different.
Yeah.
And it really it really stood out to people.
Unruly
So
was wild,
so,
bro.
so it was you, Charles, and I forget the other guy's name you guys did it with.
Uh, and hard.
So now you guys were doing this, people say the podcasting market's saturated, but a lot of people are doing it, and even though so many people are doing it, they're finding success in it, right? So my question is, with the Unruly podcast, what was the not so much the point, but what was the idea when you guys came together and decided you were going to do this?
So when I did the podcast, when I made the podcast, I always wanted to do a podcast. I was watching Joe Budden for a little while, and nobody locally had a podcast. Um, and I always talked on Facebook and asked topics. I always stirred the pot. I mean, I guess so. I don't stir the pot on purpose. I just have a
Ask
different
a
opinion than
question.
you, But I said, why not just start recording it and put it out? Um, so I grabbed my boy Eddie Sanchez, and we did a mock. And then I
Oh, that's
grabbed
my guy. Shout out to him.
Yeah, then I grabbed up Charles and Andahar, and we just started going with the podcast, and we eventually just popped off. Then we had guests like Tevin Bowman, um, Q,
Yeah.
a couple other cats. But we had a lot of fun with it, man. It was just general topics. We talk about sex. We talk about celebrities, rappers, songs that just came out. Um, a little bit of hood shit that happened in Newburgh.
Yeah.
But we would have fun with it, man. We had fun. We did events. We did game nights. We did a big ass barbecue. I don't know if you came to that. We did a big barbecue.
Oh,
We raised about.
in
We
that
raised
was
about.
in it
For
was in New
Windsor.
Windsor, right?
Yeah, we raised about $600 worth of food. Bought the food. We had a big ass kickball game, big volleyball game. Had the hookahs out there. We had a lot of fun, man. It was fun. We had some game nights. Um, but we had fun, man. That shit popped off, and the Unruly Podcast Remedy right here, Remedy Love, Kyla, right? Kyla, that's Kyla or Kyla.
It's
I want to get that
I
shit
try
right.
not to try not to use governments.
I know, right? Remedy Love. I did a podcast with her. I did a segment on Unruly. I just actually showed my friends that shit last night. It was called the Unruly Breakdown, where artists come on
Oh,
my podcast.
oh yeah, that's in my notes.
Yeah, they come on my podcast and they break down their lyrics. And she was one of the first ones that came. I'm sorry. She was one of the first ones that came and did her interview with me, and I thought I struck gold with that shit. Like having people come down on my podcast, rappers and shit, and come break down their lyrics, break down their songs, promote themselves. Like I was on to something. For sure,
Yeah,
I was on to something with that. That shit was
absolutely.
fire.
I
Um,
seen the I seen the clip. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I seen the clip of her and she was talking about Rakim and how she was big on Rakim, and then she was speaking about Missy Elliott and
yeah,
how she
Britney
loved
Spears.
Britney Spears. Yeah, now that was dope. You definitely had something there.
Yeah. I mean, with the podcast in itself, we had something there, but it kind of fell by the waist when everybody started hating and I started kicking people out the group.
Hmm.
That's when it got bad. Cause I had a hate page. Um, I was gay. I was pussy. I was a cop caller. I was all this shit. Niggas just started hating badly. Like 2018, I've never had so much hate in my life from people I don't know. People that I see and people that I don't know. Some people I knew, some people turned on me. They had a whole page. They had a whole page called the Unruliest Podcast. Not the Unruly
I remember that
Podcast, the
page.
Unruliest Podcast.
I remember that.
And they was trying to tear my ass up in there. And I'm a nigga that I'm gonna reply to you. I'm going to reply to you. I'm going to talk about you just like you talk about me. Um,
Well,
and I don't let that shit rock. When you go to your own page and you talk shit and you try to enter the podcast group, you're out of here. Then I with a status about, oh, this nigga think his podcast is big shit. Da, da, da. I don't think nothing. You're promoting me. Because the more statuses you made about me, we got 100 requests a day at one point.
right, because now
Because now people
they're
want
looking at
to know what I'm talking about and what's going on.
because now
And
they're like,
Newberg is
bro,
nosy.
they're like, oh, well, everyone hates him. Why? I have to see. Like, like that's what draws the people to you.
That's it.
Is sometimes Nas said hating is confused admiration.
Okay.
So these people might have really admired what you were doing, but a lot of people, because it ain't their idea, they don't want to respect it.
I'm,
That
I'm,
that's
go ahead.
and that's just the reality of the situation. That's how people can be.
I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you. Unruly Podcast was a trendsetter for everybody else to have their podcast. And I'm going to say that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody else says. When I did my podcast, the next podcast after that I saw was A Games, the DJ.
Hmm.
He did
Yeah,
his
I
podcast.
got
So
you.
I had him he was my first guest on the podcast.
I seen
And then he
that.
went and made his podcast. And then the haters went and made their podcast called Discussion Hour or whatever it was. They made their podcast, but there was a bunch of fucking haters that branched off and made their own podcast because they was talking shit about me. So they went and made their own podcast and did what they did. I don't got no hate toward nobody.
Hmm.
It's been years, but I'm going to talk as if I'm talking about that moment. They were
Yeah,
fucking haters, and they made their own podcast. They took some of my people over there. We eventually died out because I killed it. I'm the one who deaded
yeah,
my podcast. Nobody deaded my podcast. People didn't dead I deaded my podcast. But they went and made theirs. Um, a couple other niggas in Newburgh made their own podcast, but we were the first ones, the staple, to start the podcast shit in Newburgh, and that's a fact.
yeah.
And if anybody can prove me wrong, maybe not. But we were the ones that did that shit.
And even if someone else did it, yours is the one I vividly remember
Everybody
first.
remembers it because everybody was in that shit. Everybody was
Hmm.
going to work, listening to podcasts. We had live shows. We was in the clubs. We was in the bars. We was on the beach. We was everywhere. We did what we had to do for that time being. We had people wearing our merch. We had people coming up to me like, "Yo, you're Johnny." I'm like, "Yeah, oh, I'm in your podcast. Oh, something." Da, da, da. We on Rooted Podcast made babies. People made babies. People got married.
It changed lives.
People had threesomes. People was wild. They was wild, bro.
It was a time. Like I remember all that stuff. Like I remember all the good stuff, but unfortunately the bad stuff has to come with it.
Yeah.
But while we're on the podcast and you spoke about the unruly breakdown, but I seen something else. Everyone's in here saying hookah, and I seen something called the hookah lounge. What talk to me a little bit about that? Because what was that, and how did it differ from your other shows?
You sound like my grandma, nigga. Hookah. It's hookah.
Hookah. Oh man, you really put me like grandma. Dang.
Nah, so it's called the Hookah League. So with my guys that I met in Brooklyn, we all smoke hookah. That's a thing in New York City. It's a thing for Dominican culture or Indian culture or whatever you want to call it. It's just a thing that people do. Black, white, whatever you want to do. You like it, you like it. You do it, you do it.
Hmm.
So I was like, fuck it, let's make a hookah league. So I brought a podcast back in Brooklyn. The logo that I made for the hookah league I thought was fucking fire. It was the NBA logo with a dude running with a hookah in his hand, like the ball was like bouncing with the he had the hookah in his hand. That shit was genius. So
Absolutely
I had my
different.
guys. It was the same concept though. A bunch of guys talking shit, talking about relationships, talking about women, talking about men, talking about rap, talking about life, how to date,
Yeah.
whatever experiences, and I have fun with that. Podcasts are hard to continue though because you got to have a cast that is willing and ready to go. But I'm the director, I'm the editor, I got the equipment. So when you involve yourself in every single thing, it gets tiring sometimes. I'm like, damn, I gotta edit this video, hour too long video, and cut out parts that we said some crazy shit or cut out parts that people are not comfortable with and da 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 da. But that was a hookah league. Hookah league was the same thing. It was the branch off of the Unruly podcast.
Yeah.
But it would never be like the Unruly podcast. Unruly podcast was a staple in the hood. It
Right.
would never be that.
It had a life of its own.
Yeah.
And would you ever reboot it?
Gotta leave it like it is, bro. That's like
Don't.
that's like rebooting a fucking like Friday. Somebody rebooting Friday
Oh.
and fucking it up. Like with,
Oh.
with DC Young Fly or some shit when they booted How High. They fucked it up. We're never gonna reboot Unruly because Unruly had its own thing. Unruly was
It was its.
Unruly and it can't never be nothing else. But
Yeah.
that's the end of Unruly. It's vintage. It's um it's classic moments, and we're gonna leave it
Absolutely.
at that, man. Leave it in the past.
Okay. I'm not even mad at it. So before I transition into your entrepreneur stuff, I play this game called Honest Picks.
Okay.
I usually try to utilize what my topic does in order to kind of make them pick between two things. However, being that you wear many hats, I have three categories: music, NBA, or I'm sorry, four categories: music, NBA players, NBA coaches, NFL coaches.
All right.
So we're gonna start with music. Biggie or Tupac? Thanks,
Tupac.
Ram.
Tupac. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat mother. Tupac.
Rakim or KRS-One?
KRS One.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Eve or Missy?
Missy.
Common or Most Def?
I gotta fuck with Common.
J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?
J. Cole. I don't fucking listen to Kendrick.
DMX or Ice Cube?
DMX. Oh, damn. DMX, bro.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Shit, Rim said, I made the same face when he said Eve or Missy. 112 or Jagged Edge?
112, man.
R. Kelly
She
or
said,
Chris
what's
Brown?
wrong with Kendrick? Kendrick just got that. I don't know. Kendrick and Cole almost to me are like the same nigga. So I'm just gonna go listen to Drake and get catchy shit that I can go to the club with and have fun with. Fucking
People's
nothing wrong with
upset.
Kendrick, but I'm not listening to that. I fuck, if it's on the radio, I listen to it. But Kendrick and Cole basically the same person. I don't want the same person on my playlist. So I'm gonna listen to Drake and get some funny shit. And then my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. Like I can't quote no Kendrick shit in the spot when I'm at smoking hookah. I'm not listening to Kendrick. But go
Well,
ahead.
Kendrick's more of you got to be in a mood for him. Like he's not just something you just put on.
I'm
You got to
never in the
be
mood to listen to Kendrick or Cole. To be
yo
honest, never.
Chris Brown or R. Kelly
Brown,
musically.
Chris Brown. I'm not about to get canceled out here. But they both are fuck ups though. They both fucked up. They both fucked up. Like so, I mean, they both fucked up in their own thing. But Chris Brown is just a fucking that nigga's crazy. But R. Kelly really is that nigga. I'm changing R. Kelly. I'm gonna pick R. Kelly, bro.
All right, and then
R. Kelly got too many classics I listen to.
my last music one is Naj Murphy, Osmond Benjamin.
That's tough, bro.
Everyone hates that one.
That's tough.
Everyone hates that one. Everyone hates that
I
one.
fuck with Naj though. I gotta give it a Naj. Benjamin made it though. He made it.
Yeah,
But not he was a homie was on his way. Rest in peace to him. He was on his way. Um and just rest in peace to that boy, bro. I'm not, gonna go too deep into it, but rest in peace to him.
absolutely,
But he was that nigga he could spit. He could spit. Not
absolutely.
Benjamin was more on that kind of like conscious rap sometimes. Like I don't know. What's the name too? Nas, but I like Nas' flow. I like his flow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It depends what you're really looking for.
Yeah,
I think now Osmond is starting to find different sides of his of his diversity,
yeah,
and find out who he is fully as an artist.
yeah,
Najee knew who he was as an artist.
yeah, yeah.
He showed that all over. He knew who he was. He knew what he was set out to do.
Yeah,
And
Benjamin had his style though, his aesthetics and shit like that. I like that. I fuck with it heavy.
absolutely. So as someone who's been listening to him rap since like fifth grade, sixth grade, I can see the evolvement.
Exactly.
So now
I
I'm a
like that
transition and
game though. I like that.
oh yo yeah. So let's see, it's a hit, but we're not done yet. MJ, LeBron, or Kobe?
Don't make me go get my Laker hat and my LeBron shirt, bro. I'm not like LeBron is the best nigga to ever do it. I'm not listening to nobody fucking shit about LeBron. Nigga's been 20 years and still top fucking five, top 10 in the fucking league, bro. I'm not listening to nothing. I'm not listening to fucking nothing. It's the best nigga you ever seen. The
I
best
give you
basketball player anybody has ever fucking seen. And that's
you
where
can't
that
you,
ends.
you can't
Michael Jordan
deny
bum
what
ass went and go. Michael Jordan's a GOAT too. I'm not gonna lie. When I say bum, I just mean it as I'm saying it. The nigga,
yeah.
nobody talks about him going to fucking baseball minor leagues and sucking. Nobody talks
and
about the flu game not actually being the flu. It was you being hungover.
and no one talks about him
Larry
playing
Bird,
for the Wizards either.
Larry Bird kicking his ass. Like, what are we talking about? And nobody talks about Pippen or fucking Rodman like them niggas was a Knights.
And yeah, like to your point,
No,
anything that happened before those six rings, no one talks about.
bro, nobody compared to Mike's team, and nobody says it, it was a super team. Mike was the best scorer in the league. Rodman was the best rebounder, and Pippen had scoring and defense. LeBron never played with nobody top five, top two in defense and rebounding.
And never had a Hall of Fame coach.
Like, what are you talking about? Never had Phil Jackson. You always had bum niggas from Greece or some bum ass nigga that was in the NBA, was a C player, and then came and be a coach and he got fired. Nobody. Talk about the shit, bro. You cannot talk to me otherwise about LeBron. LeBron is the best thing that ever happened in basketball. He is the GOAT. That's it, bro. He's still playing. Remember, how long have we comparing LeBron to Michael and this nigga's still playing? Why we
Yeah,
keep comparing a nigga that not playing no more? He's still playing.
he's got LeBron's in every statistical category at the
And when you
top.
play sports, these niggas talk about stat padding. I've never met a nigga that plays sports and never went to the coach like how many points I got, how many rebounds I got, how many assists I got. What are we talking about?
Stats
No,
matter, just like wins and
nobody,
losses.
nobody's ever played sports and said, "What were my stats tonight?" Unless you were a fucking bum.
Like they get it matters. It matters to these players, and it depends. It's hard to compare eras. You know, it's hard. But we got.
I'm gonna tell
But
you this: when you compare eras, our era is the most athletic, the best shooters, the best passers, the best rebounders. You've never seen centers shoot threes and rebound 20, 20 a game all the time. 20 and 10, 20, 10 and 10. You've never seen
nah,
it. You never.
nah.
We got the best athletes. If you put Kyrie Irving in the 80s and 90s, them motherfuckers' head would spin off. Bro, I saw a video of Michael Jordan doing a cross behind the back. The announcer said, "I don't know what my eyes just saw." The nigga put the ball behind his back, nigga. He said, "I don't know what I just saw." He's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
A wizard for putting the ball behind his back. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Next question, man. LeBron's a GOAT.
Kareem or Magic?
Kareem. Even though he played with a lot of fucking scrubs, but Kareem.
Bill Russell or Will Chamberlain?
Bill Russell. Will Chamberlain played with a bunch of fucking plumbers, substitute teachers, and fucking bus drivers and cokeheads.
Shaq or Tim Duncan?
Shaq.
Steph Curry or Oscar
Steph Curry.
Robertson? Karl Malone or Dirk Nowitzki?
Dirk. I'm gonna go with Dirk. Dirk changed the game. Dirk. Everybody shoot like Dirk. That shot
Dirk.
like Dirk. Dirk goes in. It goes in. Doncic.
Now you
Whoever it
see him
is.
all do it.
Whoever it is does it.
Dwayne Wade or Allen Iverson?
Dwayne Wade or Allen Iverson. I'm gonna go with Wade, bro. But I'm gonna go with Harden over Wade. I'm
Harden
going
over
Harden over Wade,
Wade?
bro. I'm going Harden over Wade, bro.
Bro, I had to take
I
my.
think you forgot. I think you forgot who Harden was when he was on the Rockets.
Oh, no. Trust me. I didn't forget that guy.
Before he started hanging out with Lil Baby. 38 points a
No,
game.
I missed that guy. I
Changed the
missed
game
that guy.
twice. Changed the foul calling and changed the step back three. We don't talk about Harden enough. Because he got fat and he started hanging out with Lil Baby.
Well, I think it's just people rather talk about his movement and the way he moves versus some of the things he's done. And and you know how people are. You know how it is.
But you can't fuck with me in
Unfortunately,
2K. Don't play me in 2K, bro. You play me in 2K, you got to put money up. Go ahead, Mike.
unfortunately, championships is the only measurement for people, which I don't understand.
Well, that
I'm
don't make
still
sense
trying.
because Bill Russell got 11.
Yeah, but then when you say that, right? Then they're like, well, there were 8 teams in the league. Well, there's always an excuse.
He won.
Don't
He
don't
won.
matter
That's
if
it. He
there was
won.
2 teams. He won.
He won. He won 9 times in a row.
No one's ever doing
No
that.
one else did it. So how come you can blame him for not like no, he won 11 times in a row. That's over Mike. So don't talk about Michael Jordan's rings with or LeBron's rings. LeBron been there 10 times.
Is it
9
10
times in a
or
row, 8 times in a
yeah,
row. That in
yeah,
itself is
it's 10,
goaded.
10 times.
Your fucking other players got to play good for you to win a championship. You cannot win a championship by yourself scoring 40. The other niggas still got to get 15, 20, 8 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 steals. These niggas scoring 14 points in a championship game. They're not going to win. It's not
It's
LeBron's fault.
it's a team game.
I don't know why we would always do that. LeBron's the best player to ever live. I don't listen.
We're going into NBA coaches. Phil Jackson or Greg
Phil
Popovich?
Jackson,
Eric Spoelstra or Steve Kerr?
Eric Spoelstra,
Chuck Daly or Larry Brown?
Larry Brown,
Pat Riley or Jerry Sloan?
Pat Riley,
NFL coaches: Mike Tomlin or Tony Dungy,
Mike Tomlin.
Vince Lombardi or Chuck Noll,
Vince Lombardi, bro.
Bill Parcells or
Bill
Andy
Parcells.
Reid, Bill Belichick or Tom
Bill
Coughlin,
Belichick.
Pete Carroll or Sean Payton.
Pete Carroll's my dog.
All right, all right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Seems like that's a popular one.
I'll fuck with that. I'll fuck with that.
So I'm gonna transition back to the interview. You have an entrepreneurial hat. There's nothing that you can't say. You you offer logos. So explain to me. You said you went to school for graphic design earlier.
Only for a semester and got out of there.
Oh wow! But obviously you learned something there because your logos are
I didn't
fire.
learn nothing there, bro.
So then where
YouTube,
did you?
YouTube University.
It's the greatest invention. So
YouTube
you
University, bro.
so you just YouTubed it, figured it out,
I saw
started
other
making
niggas do it and I
videos,
said I could do it.
and that was it.
Shit, bro.
And that was it. You just went online.
Anything
They
I
can do it,
do, I see somebody do it, I could do it.
and then you started designing logos, and they're great. They're great.
Appreciate it.
I can't even knock you on that. You have really outdone what you can do with logos. Because it's not easy. I've done a few, but they're not easy to do.
No.
Very very distinct detail. Got to have a lot of patience. Got to have a lot of essence, especially if someone has designed something and he has to look a specific way. Especially if you're starting from scratch, like
Yeah.
literally making the shapes yourself on a
Everything, bro.
computer or what have you. It's not easy.
I ain't going
You
nowhere,
know,
bro. I
so,
can hear you. I ain't
yep,
going nowhere. I can hear you.
it's a little easier with a template to do, but not all times you can use a template.
Nope. And not all people have the imagination to do these logos. I didn't have the imagination back then, but now I got the imagination now to do the logos and make my shit pop.
And they stand out.
I appreciate
No,
that, bro.
no
And I'm only
doubt,
getting
no
better.
doubt.
I'm only getting better.
And the more you do it, the easier it will become.
Yep.
Was this really was it really just a ploy for like financial, or was it just something you were like, I just want to
It's
do
just
it?
something I
Like
can do. I told you when I see somebody do something, I'm like, I can do it, and I do it. That's it, and I can make money off it. My first logos I gave out for free. I started charging 40, and I don't think nobody can beat my prices for the quality you're getting. Um, and they're gonna stay that price. I'm not gonna never charge somebody $100 for no logo. Get your business on, give me the logo, let's make it happen, make your business come true. And now I get to look at other people's logos and be like, I did that. That's mine. I did that.
you're a part of
Of
that.
somebody else's history.
Yeah. You're either creating it or you're helping someone else create theirs.
That's it.
So now, a couple weeks ago, I seen some, and I believe I commented on some photography work you did.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now, and I mean those pictures, those sports pictures, those are phenomenal, and they're not easy to take either.
No.
They're not like your timing, the shutter speed, the light, everything really has to be correct with photography.
Yeah,
The smallest little thing can mess up your whole picture.
yeah,
And sometimes you cannot fix it. I shot a wedding last year. When I was done with the wedding, I took over 3,000 pictures. When I gave them their pictures, there was about 900 of them. So that because I take multiple of the same thing because the one's looking this way, one's looking that way, swinging their arms, But if I'm lucky, out of the 6 photos I've taken, I got one good one or one that I can at least save and edit and make it a good
And
photo.
that's how it goes, though. That's
Yep,
the game of photography, bro.
yep. So with the photography thing, before I get into the photo part of it, you get it just came out of nowhere. So once again, was it just I'm gonna buy a camera? Everyone, a lot of people do it. I can do it.
Yeah. I know that, and this might sound cocky to people or arrogant, whatever it is. I know that other niggas can do it. I can do it, bro, and I can do it better than half the niggas that's doing it already off the rip, because of how creative I am. So my
Mhm.
own, my photography coming from uh, the graphic design mixed with the photography.
Yeah,
So I'm giving niggas sport pictures that they can put on their wall, put on their shirt. I'm giving it with the number behind it, with the logo on the side. Like you could promote that.
what up, LT? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like those qualities are good, and I think personally you should maybe promote that a little
Yeah,
more.
I'm waiting though. I gotta get better.
Yeah,
A lot of hit or miss.
yeah,
Gotta get better with lighting. Gotta get better with my flash. Um,
yeah,
but that's the next small business I'm doing. Going to schools and getting kid photos. And people buying the packages of the kid photos when they're at Little League baseball, Little League football, soccer, volleyball, high school pictures. Cause my camera is legit. I don't
yeah,
gotta do much with the quality. Um, all I gotta do is do the edit in the background and make sure mom, dad happy with it, and get paid.
yeah. It's a lot of trial and error. You
Yeah.
know, like that's what it's coming
But once
to.
again, YouTube, Instagram, people already have it out. I'm not the creator of this. I'm
Yeah,
the person that can learn from the creator and be better than the creator.
absolutely. And it's just all about watching and just getting the idea and like, okay, this is how you do that. I've watched hours of video and and sometimes you just have to be in certain rooms or certain
That's
areas and say, okay,
crazy.
how to do this, how to do that. Because I'm telling you, once you start putting them packages together and you start putting it out there, the school pictures, sports teams, weddings, it's so easy to get into cornering that kind of market because people want that kind of stuff and want that quality work, especially your distinct eye for detail.
Yeah.
It's very, very good quality, and it's not something that you should lose for
Yo,
real.
Mike, you see this guy trolling? Brandy's trolling like a motherfucker. He said, if a woman want to take you on a date for the first time, she tells you she's bringing her son. You gotta pay. You paying? No.
Oh,
Next question, Mike.
oh my gosh, I'm not. I can see he's been wilding the whole show, so I
He
just kind of
has.
let him do his thing. I'm not. I ain't even trying to hate.
We answer that real quick and move on. Mike, go ahead.
That's it. That's it. Now, I got in here, and I don't think I finished this little note here, but I wrote. Hold on. I wrote "shine and sparkle" here,
Yeah.
and I'm not remembering why.
That's
I'm going to
my
be
cleaning
honest.
company.
Duh. Jesus Christo. See, I knew I was missing something. Okay, so that's what I got busy, forgot to write the side
All
note.
good.
Okay, so now we get into that. So obviously, like you said, you got the entrepreneur hat. Where did that idea come from? Because considering everything you do, that just seems a little out of the realm compared to everything else you're doing. You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
what made you decide the cleaning company?
Once again, saw it on TikTok. Didn't see a need in here in New York City to clean garbages and clean and take out clean hallways. And I just went and did it. I started out by myself. My company was called Ben Bliss.
Hmm.
I would pressure wash garbage cans so the garbage can clean smell good when you take the garbage out.
Okay.
Because we have rat problem in New York City.
Yeah.
And people want clean garbages. And garbages carry disease, germs and shit, sicknesses, illnesses, whatever. So I went around, advertised myself, went through the whole Bushwick, Williamsburg, Best Eye, passed out the cards, went to rental properties, went to real estate companies, went in there, pitched myself, and got over 40 clients, and was making a lot of good money going to clean hallways and pressure wash garbage cans.
Just from an idea you've seen on TikTok.
I saw on TikTok. I seen a nigga get money. I said, "Uh-oh, let me go get
So
the
now,
money. Let
now,
me
now,
go."
now you just, man, wow. So you just went out and then you bought all the equipment and you just started
That's
doing
it, bro.
this. And you started servicing these customers by yourself, 40 different clients?
By myself. In a month, in 2 months, you get about 40 clients. I retained about 30 of them, weekly cleanings, monthly cleanings. And I would wash their hallways, and I would do it so fast that the money was coming in so quick because I would knock out 4 apartments in a day because I bought a backpack pressure washer, and I would pressure wash the hallway and then mop it and sweep it and knock it out in 10, 15 minutes. Well, they thought the job was going to be an hour or 2 hours. Fuck no. I'm going to do it like my way. The hallway smells good because the pressure washer has the soap in it, the scent in it, and I will leave your hallway smelling good, looking good, and I will keep getting customers.
Because from once you start doing that any kind of work, and you once again your eye for detail and quality, once you start doing any kind of work, people start recommending you,
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh, well, who did that? Oh yeah, so and so. And then it's like, oh, does he have a card? Does he have a phone number? Does he have this? Does he have that? And from that, you're able to really build more clientele. And now, between being a teacher and then doing this and doing the coaching, your time gets filled up real fast.
yeah.
Like you really have to say, okay, you probably really have to write a schedule of what's going on. So as your business continues to grow, um, as your business continues to grow, what are you doing to help subside some of that stuff? Are you hiring people to help you out, or are you, or
Right now, I'm dolly, bro. Right now, I'm dolly doing me. Eventually, I will have to hire somebody for the cleaning service
yeah,
for Shine and Sparkle. I'm going to have somebody come in and have to do something because it's going to get overwhelming. Um, Somebody come do admin and do stuff like that. But right now, it's just me working, bro. Got to put 20 to 30 hours a week in it. Um, and it'll happen for me, bro. Like, that's just how it goes. Eventually, I'll hire the admin and then she'll get paid or he'll get paid. Eventually, I'll hire people that can train people and I back up and I just own the business and chill and the business will run itself. The goal is
right.
to get a virtual assistant.
My my mom is here in the room. She says he has cloned himself doing all that he does.
I respect it. No, I'm trying to clone myself into these kids. So yeah, I'm trying to show them what's up.
Well, and that's just a part of it is you wanna show that they can do anything they put their mind to. Like you said, you have an idea and then boom, the idea is done. Like you've already got the motions going to move it forward. And I think that's a key element in teaching is using yourself as the example because they're gonna say, I want to be like coach. Or I aspire what he does.
Yeah,
And those things are important. That's what matters. You know, that's what matters is that
100%.
you're growing this business, you're getting better with it, and now from what I seen on a post, it's growing outside of New York City.
Yeah, it's going back upstate where I'm from.
Man, so now how do you really plan on doing that? If
Everything is
you're
virtual, bro. I don't gotta go. I don't gotta go nowhere.
yeah,
I get the booking. I hire the cleaners. Send the cleaner to the house. Get paid. Simple, bro.
and then that's it. You just
That's
kind of
it.
just say, just do this, just tell them where to go, where to be,
Clean the
and then that's it.
crib. Get paid. Do a good job. Get another house. Get another house. Get another house. If not, you out of here. Niggas know me.
Listen, you gotta play to get paid,
That's
in a
it, bro.
sense, and you got to do it legitimately. You can't just go in there half-assing stuff. You really have to. Once again, you want people who are going to pay attention to that detail. So even with all that, how big do you want this thing to go? You said you want to pay for itself. That's big, but like how big do you see it? Because look, listen, I've looked at cleaning companies. It can be a lucrative business.
It's very lucrative.
It
Very
can be very
lucrative. You
lucrative.
can scale anywhere from 10K to 20K a month
Just in cleaning.
for lazy people.
He says for lazy people. I'm not even
There's a service
not
for
even that.
everybody, bro.
And then so you're saying just whatever you need, you can do.
Let's get it done.
So what are some of the ins and outs that people might not understand when it comes to running a business? Because running a business it's a stressful thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's not easy.
No.
Like even things that aren't as complicated as that. Like just take this show for example. I had a guest back out today. I was almost not going to do a show this week. I had to think on the fly.
Yeah.
But usually what I do is I line my guest up, and then a week before I confirm. I went to confirm with next week's guest. Now he said he can't do it. So you know what I mean? So there's always unforeseen circumstances and things that happen. So what are some of the ins and outs of running a business that people may not know or how complicated it can be?
You got to be careful who you hire.
Mhm.
You got to be careful who you hire in the beginning. In the beginning, it's okay to make mistakes. Once you get established, those mistakes can't happen no more. For
Yeah,
every 3 employees, that's one good one. So that means
yeah,
that I got one. He gonna back out. He gonna back out. She gonna back out. And I got the one that's not.
yeah.
So every three is a good one. Um, the back end being official, LLC, paperwork, insurances, keeping tabs of your QuickBooks, keeping tabs of your taxes, keeping tabs of how you get paid, what's a profit loss, um, and not being afraid, bro. Like that's one of the main things. Like not being afraid to go do it. Like niggas are afraid. Like people afraid to go make business. I'm not afraid to fail. Like how can you be so afraid to fail and keep your ideas trapped in your mind? I don't keep my ideas trapped in my mind. You just a person that been talking about you want a fucking food chain restaurant for 80 years. Nigga, it's over.
Yeah,
I'm not about to go do that. I'm gonna make the logo. I'm gonna look up the business on YouTube and how people do it, and I'm gonna put it together. Fail or not, I'm gonna do it. So when I end this life, I know I tried everything that I wanted to do in life, business wise.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, that's a lot of things that people don't understand. And I think it's about really, really trying to put forth the effort to understand that stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I was talking, I work at right now I work at Nabisco, right?
Okay.
And it's just not let's just say it's not everything it could be, right? Because God forbid someone watches this and then says I'm downing the company, right? So it's not everything it could be. So me and a good friend who I worked there with, we became friends there. His name's Tremaine. We were talking about some. We talk about a lot of different things when it comes to
Yeah.
life. And one of his lines is like he goes, "Mike, it's a cruel fucking world, bro." And he's like, "But what's interesting is you have to take what's yours. You have to really go out there and go for it." And I can honestly say that's what you're doing.
Every
See,
time.
me, I, I can kind of be like one of those people. Like, I say I want to do stuff, and then I kind of just like, So, like, here's what I did to keep myself motivated. I made a vision board, bro.
There you go.
You know, I made a vision board, and I can happily say that there's like 8 things on here, and I've already at least dipped into 4 of them.
Yeah,
So everything might not happen this year, but you know what? I started somewhere.
there you go.
I started somewhere, and that was a key. And then even things that didn't I didn't plan. Like, for example, I just got ordained to perform weddings last week,
Nice.
and then today I got a message that someone's trying to get married, and they're trying to just do it in City Hall, and they're not getting called. Okay, I just have to order the stuff, that's required, and we can do that. So sometimes it's all about just also thinking outside of the box that will help you.
True.
So, what are some of your other future goals? What are some other things that's inside your mind, possibly, or things you want to do to really just be self sufficient for yourself and for one day, I'm sure one day you might want to have some children. You have a business for them. You have something to leave for them, and you'll be someone positive to show them. So what's some of your other goals that you have?
Well, I want to own one of the biggest dream that I have is to own my own athletic facility. And this athletic
Okay,
facility will have a daycare, it will have sport programs, after school programs, leagues, mentorships, and an outlet for youth to come and be safe. And that's gonna happen.
you're
There's
gonna
no ifs,
you
ands, buts. If it's gonna happen, don't know where, but it's gonna happen.
and you're gonna see to that.
Oh yeah, in the next couple of years, bro. I'm not working for nobody
Well,
for long. I'm trying to go full entrepreneur in the next 1 to 2 years, bro. Full entrepreneur. I don't want to work for nobody. I give all my ideas to these jobs and businesses, and they take all the ideas, and you don't get paid for that.
no,
I'm making your school better every year.
yeah,
I don't get a raise for that. I need to do it myself. I need to figure out how to do it myself because other people do it. Once again, I tell you, I see other people do it. I'm like, damn, this thing got his own sport facility. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna work for myself, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. I'm gonna have a room in a goddamn facility where I can sleep at. Whatever got to get done is gonna get done. And I'm at my sport program with kids running around, having fun, being safe, and I'm gonna live a happy life doing that.
that's very commendable. Because I actually missed a couple points that I seen. Where is it? I seen it somewhere in here. I just looked at it.
I
I
gotta get the
seen.
charger, bro. I hear you. I gotta get the charger.
Yup, yup, yup. You good? You good? So I seen that you were also you had gotten. It says Social Work Appreciation Month. You had received an award a little while back. I think it said around 2018.
Yeah.
I looked at it and then I got sidetracked, but I don't remember what. So what did you win that award for?
So I used to be a social worker for kids in the jail, and what I did was I did recreation. Oh shit! 1 second.
Yep, no worries.
Um, I did recreation. Let me see if I can put this up there with this. Still there?
I'm here, bro.
I did recreation. I was a social worker at a place for the kids in the jails, and I worked with them, and I did the sports with them. We made the programs. I ran the flag football. I ran the soccer program. I ran uh, the softball shit, and just built relationship with the kids, man. The kids love to talk to me about their issues. I can calm the kids down all the time. When they're in crisis, they want to come to me and talk to me about their issues because I built that rapport with them. I built that
Yeah,
relationship with them, and the kids had good relationships with me. They didn't want to talk to other people; they wanted to talk to me. And I got rewarded for it, and I got praise for it, and that's good. Working at a job that you don't get no praise for, it's no good for you because you don't get a praise for the hard work you put in.
that's true. That's true. You know, a lot of jobs they don't value their employees.
Nah.
They don't value them at all. So they take them and they work them down to the bone, and then they don't give them no credit. They don't give them no compensation. They just tell them, "Screw you. We don't care about you." Essentially, because they don't. These companies don't care, and that's why, you know, a lot of people are trying to go and work for themselves, whether it's anything under that what you're doing, whether it's content creation, whether anything like that, anything to get away from working that job, you know, and having to do that. You know, like people work now, they're like, I need the insurance. I have kids, I have a wife, this, or, you know, I have a husband, or this, that, and the third. But, you know, sometimes, like you say, you have to change that narrative and really figure out how to do that,
Yeah.
you know, because it's different. It's different. But also, once you open that facility, I seen you were also a certified physical trainer as well,
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
personal trainer.
Yeah.
Will you be bringing that also
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I got a guy for that. So he got a job no matter what. Yeah, I got a guy for that.
Oh man, so you ready to go? You
Yeah.
ready to go? Well, you know, I end every show with a positive ending message. And that's when you take this time, you speak to the audience about something positive to say. You know, it could be about this show. It can be anything, any message. The floor is yours.
I want to say that if I inspired anybody, go get what you want to get. Stop having the ideas trapped in your mind. Go do them. You only got time is against us, like people that's my age. Go get your ideas done. Go do what you have to do. Go do the research. Ask me. I don't care if you ask me or not. Go on YouTube. Watch people do what they do. Believe that you can do it. Don't be escape. Don't be scared to fail, and go get it. Stop being so afraid. Go get it. Find a passion though. You know, if you're 30 plus years old and don't got a passion, you have a lot to do because you're gonna start becoming a regular worker. And that's one thing that I don't promote. And I don't knock nobody that's doing regular jobs for their family or their kids or whatever. But you never wake up and want to be a package, like wrapping up pallets and shit like that. Like you don't want to do that. It's not something that's fun. You want to do what you want to do. You want to have fun what you're doing. So go chase your dream. Go make your ideas come true. And do you. Don't watch everybody else in a negative light. Go do you. Um, and you could do it. If I could do that shit, man, from what I've been through, from what I've been through, if I could do it, anybody can do it. And that's really from a person that's not a celebrity, a person that's not LeBron James telling me you can go play basketball like me. Like, no, nigga. Like, you could do what you want to do and be successful at it at your own level. Success it depends on the person. Whatever success is to you, that's what success is going to be. So go get that shit.
I can appreciate that for sure. You've inspired me in more ways than you could probably know.
Go get
If
it, bro.
anyone wanted to find you to do any of the services that you offer, logos, cleaning,
Yeah.
where can they find you?
All right. Well, Facebook is Jonny Tapia, JONNYY Tapia. Um, Instagram, JONNYY Tapia. If you want logos, pay stubs, other paperwork, if you need help with an apartment, if you need anything, you need a reference for a resume, you need a resume done. Um, if you need phones that you can't unlock, I do that too. If you want a job and part-time cleaning, you could contact me on those. You could email me at dhatcher@sscleaningco.org. If you want a job in cleaning, make some part-time money, make your own schedule. I don't give you a schedule. You make your own schedule. You want to work only Mondays, you work Mondays. You want to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you work those days. Whatever you want to do, you want that, go do that. But yeah, ask me about it, and if I can make it happen, I'll do it.
Well, that's for sure. I'll be hitting you up about cleaning in this area since it's coming this way.
Talk to me.
It's been a pleasure, my brother. I was glad to have you. We need to chop it up more. You a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm a good dude. I feel like we got a lot more to talk about. This has been Honest Hour. I'll be back next week. Don't know with who yet, but I'll be here, bro. Have a good
All right,
night.
brother.
Appreciate you coming on.
Be good, bro.
You too.